Welcome in, everyone. We are going to see what your message from Spirit is today. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I am humbled and I thank you so much for your support. Thank you to all of you who have been with me from the beginning, as well as my newer subscribers. I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for your support. I also thank my members as well. Thank you again for your support in helping my channel grow. If you are interested in joining the channel, the join button is below this video. There should be information once you click on that. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is in the description box below. And as always with collective readings, please take what resonates for you and leave what does not. All right. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Archangel Michael, what do we have for the collective today? What can you tell us as far as the message? What is going on with the collective? What do we need to know? So we're starting with the Kipper. We'll see what comes out here. Okay. So 2 cards just flew on the floor here. We've got concern. Okay, so someone here is concerned. The number 33 might be significant. Okay, you might be seeing 33 or consecutive threes. This person could be older. Okay, they could have light hair. Take that, only if it fits for your situation. I'm also seeing a peace lily, so that might be significant as well. Okay, could also be someone who wears a uniform or maybe like a suit or business attire on a daily basis. Okay, maybe for work or something else. But someone here, like I said, is concerned about something. They could be concerned that someone's, thieving from them. Okay, they could be thinking or getting some advice. They could be getting some clarity, some evidence even that someone is stealing from them or has been stealing from them. Okay, the number 24 might also be significant here. Okay, so this person that's concerned could be you, could be someone potentially in your energy. Like I said, just don't ever make this fit for you, but it could very well be, like I said, someone in your energy. It's maybe someone that, this is what's going on behind the scenes that Spirit wants you to be aware of. Okay, what else do we have? Spirit, I don't know what else might be coming out here with this situation, but let's see. One more shuffle here. Okay. All right, we've got courtship. All right, the number 4 might be significant here as well. All right, so for some of you here, I feel like maybe the concern is yours. Male or female, doesn't matter the gender here, but maybe you're concerned that someone maybe that you were dating stole something from you. Maybe you feel that someone like a third party or something like that stole someone that you were dating or that someone that you were moving toward dating. Maybe if it was a connection that never got off the ground, something where it was more platonic, but it was moving in that direction, where you were going to possibly date this person or have a relationship with them. Maybe someone, moved in, like a third party, like I said, or there was somebody that got in the way here, possibly, of a courtship between you and someone else. Okay. Now, if this is not you feeling this way and concerned and with this clarity about this person, stealing this opportunity from you, then this is potentially someone else as well that's seeing this in this way. Okay. This level of concern, maybe you have had this concern or you've known this for quite a while, but maybe the person that you had been dealing with in the past that you wanted this connection with, this relationship with. Maybe, like I said, it's someone that you already had a relationship with, where someone got in the way here. Okay. Someone stole this opportunity out from underneath you. So now, if you've known this all along, if this is something that maybe happened in the past, something that maybe even continues to linger, but maybe whoever this person was that you were dealing with, maybe they've been in denial, or they allowed this to happen in one way or another. Now they are understanding that whoever this is or was, they have allowed this in one way or another to come between you and this person, you and them. Okay. All right. So we had the number 33. We also have the number 24, and now the number 4. Okay. I also feel with courtship being here, with the number 4, fours are about divine protection. I do feel that even though someone has gotten in the way here, someone has gotten in the middle and kept this connection or relationship from coming together or staying together, I feel that if this was meant to be, that this is divinely protected with the number 4 here. Okay. Also with the number 4, number 4s are about stability. They're about determination, and they're also about manifestation to a certain degree. So I feel like, maybe you're manifesting this coming back together, or maybe you felt like you had a stable foundation with this person and it got basically ripped out from underneath you. And the reason is because there is someone, I feel, that got in the way here. It could be a romantic third party, but it might not be. It might be a family member. It could be, a boss or a coworker. I mean, it could be anyone. But someone stole this connection from you and from this person, and they're finally, I feel like, understanding that. Now, like I said, this could also be you, but I do feel that, I feel like for the majority of you, that you have already known this, you've already felt this for quite a while, and maybe you've even said something to this person before about this happening and about you knowing that this is what was going on, and they kind of maybe gaslit you. Maybe this person told you you were crazy, you didn't know what you were talking about. Yeah, there's a very real possibility here that this person was in denial, and now they're finally understanding what you were talking about. Yeah. So at the bottom, we've got adjudication. So I feel like there's justice here coming in this situation. Okay, so whatever has been going on, and this might be piggybacking from another reading that I did a few days ago, where it was talking about someone in your energy who was with a third party and has gotten heartbroken with an ending from that, with that third party. Okay, so this could be something piggybacking from that reading. If you haven't seen that reading, I'm trying to remember when I posted that. I think it was on Monday, I believe, the 10th. I'm sorry, the 3rd. I'm getting ahead of myself. The 3rd of August. So if you haven't checked out that reading, you might want to check it out. If you want, I can actually even put it at the end of this video so that it'll pop up. But yeah, there's justice coming here. The number 30 might be significant as well. Okay. All right, let's see here. We're going to use this deck. Let's see what's going on here. Actually, you know what? Before we get into tarot, I'm being guided to grab this deck. Every once in a while, I'm guided to use this deck for a little clarification before, and then get into tarot. So I am feeling that maybe we can find out what might have gone on here. there's a, if this isn't you with this concern, I feel like this is, the person in your past that maybe you had been dealing with. For a lot of you, you're not in connection with this person. You're not in communication. It could be no contact or minimal contact, but this reading is here for a reason. Spirit wants you to know that this is what's going on behind the scenes for whatever reason. Okay. All right, Spirit. So what has gone on here with this concern about this thief and courtship? What is going on here? What can you tell us? All right, so time. So maybe it's taken some time here for whoever this is that's having these concerned feelings to come to understand that this is what's actually happened. I feel like, maybe even part of this person, if you resonate with maybe this person being in some kind of like egotistic type mentality where they're very prideful, it's something like that where they didn't want you to be right. Maybe this person has a need to always be, not necessarily be right all the time, but it kind of, their ego takes a hit when someone proves them wrong, things like that. They obviously have wounding that needs healing revolving this, but I feel like maybe this person didn't want you to know that you were right about things. So I feel like, even if they've kind of had a feeling for a while that you were right, they didn't really want to give into that. Okay, so I am getting that feeling. I'm getting that energy here. But I feel like this person, whoever this is, that maybe they have decided, even whenever you mentioned this, because I feel like it wasn't anything recent, that they have kind of just been waiting to see what transpired, because maybe part of them knew that you had something, that maybe there was something to what you were saying and that you might be right about it. But they didn't want to be proven wrong. They didn't want to look like they were weak or something like that. And so this person figured that they would just give it some time, see what happens. And now they're under concern because I feel for at least some of them out there that not only did whoever this thief, whoever this person that stole, not only did they steal the connection with you from this person, but they could have even stolen other things. Obviously, they stole their time. So maybe this person that's concerned feels that they've lost a lot of their life or a significant part of their life to a thief, to someone that turned out to be a thief. But also, this person, this thief, could have also stolen money, property. They could have stolen multiple things from this person. And I feel like over time, because this person didn't want to give into the idea that you had presented, or they didn't want to seem like they were weak, it was something like that I'm feeling, that this person just stayed where they were at with this, whoever this thief was, and maybe hoping that things would get better. So I also feel like this could be a recurring cycle with this person. Maybe this person refuses to learn a certain lesson. I am getting the message as well, and this might only be for one or two of you out there, but this person in concern, they might have been in a connection with whoever this thief is in multiple cycles. So it might be somebody that this person has dated or had a relationship with, where they were on and then off, on and then off. And it's almost like they were given multiple opportunities to see the red flags, to learn the lessons, to stop the cycle, get off the hamster wheel with this person. And I feel like they never did. And it could be, like I said, because of pride and ego. It could have been because of being stubborn, not wanting to look like they're weak. Whatever the situation is or was, and the longer that they spent dealing with this person, the more this person has stolen from them. And I also feel, though, that this person has stolen a significant amount of this person's time in this lifetime. So it could be years. And unfortunately, it's time that we can't get back. So, I'm sure that you all have seen or heard certain phrases and things like that where time is of the essence, or time is a luxury we can't get back, all those types of things, and they are actually true. So it's kind of like that mentality of making every day count, because you just don't know how long you'll be here. So and I feel like that's another reason why learning lessons is important, but at the core of living in this lifetime is that choosing yourself, especially when dealing with people who don't value you, or people who don't allow, or maybe want to dim your light, or want you to live in a way that you don't feel is authentic to yourself. These people are stealing your time in your life away from you. So choosing yourself is always the best option. Okay. And I feel like this person has not done that. Okay. So this could be, like I said, it could be you. I feel like for the majority of you, this is someone else, though. Okay. What else has gone on here, Spirit, between this person, this concerned person, and this thief? Okay. Yeah, this person, they could have been like chasing thrills here. Whatever was exciting. I feel like whoever this thief was presenting them with a good time. It could be like schmegel, lusty type stuff. Okay. It could be something where, this person was presenting this concerned person with cycle after cycle of lustful type energy to reel them back in, or promise them things. Maybe it was material things as well. Maybe it was some kind of exciting lifestyle, with partying and going out and spending money and all sorts of things, whatever it is or was. I feel like that's what this thief has presented to this concerned person, and what kept them in this loop. Okay. Where they knew with you, they could have been nourished. Their soul could have been nourished. I feel like the goal here was for this concerned person to understand that they're not going to get any nourishment from a lifestyle like this, being with a person like this. It's by allowing yourself to let your soul grow and focus on what you need as a person and as a soul. Okay. And unfortunately, I feel like maybe this person's realizing this a little too late, because I feel like for a lot of you, I feel like this person maybe wants to come back toward you. And I feel like, for a lot of you, you don't want this person back, or you might already be gone. Maybe you're with someone else. What else do we need to know, Spirit, about this concerned person and this thief? Okay. Yeah. So one day, someday, somewhere, another time, this person feels that, or they felt in the past, that their soul growth can wait. That what their soul really wanted, I feel like they knew what their soul wanted, but they were in denial. They pushed it down. They figured it would wait for another day, that there would be another day down the road where they could, maybe have this. And I feel like now this person is understanding that another day might not be coming, unfortunately. Anything else, Spirit, about this concerned person and this thief? What's happened between the two of them? What else can you tell us? Okay. All right, yeah. So with possibilities being here, this person is now concerned because the opportunities, the possibilities that were open to them before, in particular, an opportunity or possibility with you is most likely not going to be there. Okay, so this person feels like maybe in the past, moving toward something that was stable, someone that was stable, possibly was a risk. You know, this person, I feel maybe they have been in devil energy for a while. Maybe this person has been living comfortably in superficial relationships and connections, and they've been living in this devil energy where it's, like I said, become comfortable for such a long time that even though their soul wants this nourishment, they just kind of kept pushing it off, and they saw certain possibilities as risks. It was a risk, to their lifestyle. It would mean significant changes. And I feel like this person maybe, kept brushing it off because they felt that it would be too much work. Okay. Yeah. What else can you tell us about this person and this thief here? Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Okay. Well, you or this person could be resonating as the divine masculine here. Okay. Male or female, doesn't matter the gender, but it looks like, this was a soulmate of yours. Okay. So that's just confirmation to me that that soulmate energy. And the thing is that with abandon being here at the bottom of the deck, I feel like you all might have felt abandoned by this person in the past. You might have felt like you were neglected, your needs were neglected, that maybe this person made you in the Five of Pentacles energy, left out in the cold, made you feel lacking, like you weren't good enough. Maybe you just didn't fit their lifestyle at the time. Maybe you were too healthy for them. Well, the thing is that now that I feel like you have walked away, you're not in this person's life right now. And not only that, the lifestyle and the person that they felt was aligned with them, they're now identifying that person as a thief. That this person has betrayed them. This person has stolen not just material type things from them, like money and, maybe a home or whatever the case might be, but they've also stolen their time that they can't get back. I feel like maybe whoever this person is has taken a lot of their life from them. And unfortunately, like I said, you can't get that back. So let's see here. All right. All right, well, let's try to find out who these people are. So, Spirit, who is this person in concern? What can you tell us about this person? How will the collective know who this person is? Okay, we've got the Two of Wands that came out. The Eight of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. That's not a surprise. The Moon. The Six of Wands. The Nine of Wands. Okay. At the bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. Okay, male or female, doesn't matter the gender here. And that does not surprise me one bit. So this person is someone, obviously they had two paths to choose from. Okay. They had a path with you and they had a path with this other person. Okay. Or this other situation, whatever it was for them. And whatever this other situation was that they chose, it backfired or it's backfiring. Okay. There is something going on here where they're realizing that this person is not or this situation is not what they thought it was. Okay. Not what it presented itself to be. This is someone that possibly you work with. Okay. So it could be a coworker, but just take that if it fits for you in your situation. Now, this could also be a situation for this person, like a work related situation. So maybe they chose a job over you and this job wound up stealing from them somehow. Okay, this job wasn't what they thought it would be, and they chose a job or money over a connection with you. That could be what the situation was. But I also feel with the Eight of Pentacles being here that, you know, this person had an opportunity to work on things with you. And they had an opportunity to not just do that, but work on themselves and do the healing and basically do the work within themselves to allow soul growth and transformation. And I feel like, you know, this person obviously did not choose that path. Okay. So they kind of chose what they felt more comfortable in. The path of least resistance is what I'm hearing. And so I feel, you know, and I also am getting the vision as well that, you know, it's almost like having a devil on your shoulder and then an angel on the other shoulder. And so this person probably had both energies talking in their ears and giving them advice, and unfortunately they succumb to the devil on the one shoulder, not the angel, you know, unfortunately for them. So the thing is that, you know, this person, again, they feel like they're lacking. This person does not feel like they were good enough to be in your life, to go down that path with you. This person didn't feel like they were strong enough to do the work, even though you most likely knew that they had that potential. You saw the potential in this person that maybe they didn't. And I feel like this person still feels like they're in a state of lack. And not only that, I also feel that now that they've been through whatever it is with, you know, this, whoever this thief is, that now they could be financially lacking as well. Because I do feel something financial here as a component. But nonetheless, I do feel that this person has like an esteem issue, like a self-esteem issue, that sense of inner strength and confidence. I feel like they struggle with that. And I feel like maybe if they had gone down the path with you, that maybe this person would have been able to embrace that. But I feel like they chose a different path here. You know, they were at a crossroads moment, and I feel like this feeling of the lack of strength and confidence pushed them toward this easy, quote unquote, easier path. And the easier path wound up biting them in the butt here. Okay. Now this is something, you know, this person hides this whole feeling of lack and feeling that they're not good enough, this confidence issue, this is being hidden, because if you looked at this person outwardly, they have a facade of being a strong person. They have a facade of being someone who does have this confidence within themselves, but deep down they don't. So they are, you know, someone that's prideful. They don't want people to know that this is how they truly feel, you know, about themselves. And I feel like this person, they do have fears that they don't want other people knowing about as well. Okay. This person, you know, they have things, you know, that they keep from other people. I also feel that there might be certain things with this person's lifestyle that they've kept a secret from you and other people as well. Things that they've chosen. All right. So this person, I feel, was chasing down clout or success here. I feel like whatever path they chose, whatever this quote unquote easier path that they had chosen for themselves, this superficial path, it was something that this thief, whoever this person or situation was, it promised this person to one degree or another success on some level. And I feel for a lot of them, it did, like I said, link into something financial. But they, you know, this person was hoping that this would be successful, whatever this path was that they chose. Unfortunately, I feel like it's either backfiring or it backfired on them. All right. And the thing is that, this person has gone through things in their past, but, we all have. And we're all wounded in one way or another. And these wounds need to be felt and they need to be healed. And I feel like this person, again, has been in resistance of this. So they just kind of put on a brave face. This person could act like a victim even. So for some of you out there, I am getting the message as well that maybe this person gains attention from other people by looking for pity or looking for attention and portraying themselves as the victim here. So that might not resonate with all of you, but take it if you feel like it fits. That just might be for a few of you out there. But yeah, I feel like the boundaries that this person has placed upon themselves and in their life in general because of past wounding, it's something where it's kind of made them choose a path that was not the best. And they're realizing that now. Okay, so it's just more of adding to these wounds. So like I said, this person, male or female, doesn't matter the gender. I feel for the majority of you, few of you out there, maybe this concerned person is you, but I feel like this is the person you had been dealing with in the past, and they were moving out of lustful and schmegul type energy that they had within themselves. And so I feel like whoever this thief was, now maybe, it could even be a job where maybe this person to feed their lustful energy, they knew they needed money. So maybe this thief was a job, and it was a job that promised this person a lot of money. So maybe that's what it could have been. It could also be like I was saying, if this thief is an actual person, this person picked up on the fact that this person moves out of passion and lustful energy, and that they knew exactly what buttons to push to get this person to do what they wanted. So under that is the 10 of Pentacles, and I'm feeling with that again, it's financial. So there is something here. There is a financial component here of something of some sort, where this person was promised something as far as financial stability or money of some sort. There is something about money or inheritance involved with this. And the thing is that all this has done for this person has kept them stuck and stagnant. No progression in life. Time has slipped away, and this person is now finally getting this new perspective and getting this feeling of concern, and they're realizing, oh, the collective was right. Maybe I should have listened to them. Because look, they're getting that sense of clarity that you were right. The clarity that that they chose incorrectly. And I know that the universe always says that there are no right or wrong decisions, but this person has chosen a path and made a decision that did not benefit them at all. It actually just brought them more lessons. So as far as signs, so far we've got fire, we've got earth, we have and air. I don't see any water, although Pisces is here, and that's water, so you can consider that water. I actually Pisces twice, so double Pisces here. Okay. All right, so let's find out who this thief is, and then we'll maybe close out here. Spirit, so who is this thief? What can you tell us about this thief here? I'm kind of nosy. I want to know who this thief is. What is this thief about? Who is this thief? Oh, that's what I was thinking. Queen of Wands in reverse. And, the thing about, as we know, this could be anything. It could be a person, but it could be a job, a boss. Somebody here has stolen and manipulated this person. They've stolen from this person. It's definitely stolen time, but I feel especially, for most of them, they've stolen money or something of value. I mean, obviously time is valuable, but yeah, Queen of Wands in reverse, an extremely manipulative person, someone also that potentially uses lust and schmegul type energy to their benefit. Okay. Wow. With the World in reverse, it's a continuing cycle. This is and I just got chills. Oh man, this person has been, I feel for at least some of them out there, that whoever this Queen of Wands in reverse is, they've kept this person in a continual cycle over and over and over again. This person of concern has been presented with the opportunity to get off this hamster wheel, like I said earlier, and they chose not to over and over again. This Queen of Wands in reverse doesn't want this person moving on. They want them stuck here. They want to take as much as they can. Okay. But the thing is, there has been an ending here, it looks like. And that's why I was feeling that maybe it was piggybacking from that other reading that I did, that there was an ending here with a third party. So for a lot of them, it is an actual person, but it could be related to, like I said, money, or it could be also related to an opportunity, something like that. I also feel with the 10 of Swords being here, I do feel that whatever this, person or whatever this situation is or was for this person that's concerned, I feel that they've also had other endings. I feel like maybe an ending with you, but other endings as well with other people and other things because of this thief. And it's been hard for this person. It's been very difficult and painful. So yeah, this Queen of Wands in reverse has put a lot of distance between this person that's concerned, this King of Wands, between them and other people, other things. Like I said, they've had endings here. And, I feel like they've lost a lot of good people in their life because of this person. So I feel like this Queen of Wands, I don't feel like it's a new person. I feel like this person has been in their life for at least a little while. It's not somebody brand new. And they prevented this person from moving on. Now, for some of them out there, this person actually got married to this person. They at least felt at one point that this person was their counterpart because of, the fact that this person that's concerned came out as the King of Wands, and now we've got the Queen of Wands. Even though it's in reverse, I feel like this person somehow presented that this Queen of Wands presented themselves, at least for some of them out there, as their counterpart. Like, I'm your true counterpart, not the collective or not anybody else. And they, like I said, they kept them in this loop here, in this cycle. So I do feel that although whoever this is or was for this person has kept them stuck for a little while, I do feel that with the 10 of Swords and the Chariot being here, that there is something that has either ended or is ending between the two of them. So if it, even if it is a job, they're leaving that job. If it's an actual person, which I feel for a lot of you it is, things are ending, and these two individuals are going, in their separate ways. They're moving on. Okay, that there's been clarity and truth that's been understood here. And, like I said, finally, this person, the King of Wands, the person in concern, this person has finally understood that you had warned them about this, because I feel for a lot of you did. Okay. On the bottom is the Page of Pentacles. So I do feel that you will hear about this. Could come from this person. It could come from someone externally that, it's like gossip type stuff. But yeah. All right. So additional signs. I believe we said all signs were out here. We also have Cancer energy as well. We also have Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. So those could, but all the signs are out here. Okay. So Spirit wants you to know that this is happening. So you might hear about it. Okay. All right. What is the significance for the collective here, Spirit? What is, okay. Let's see here. All right. So Spirit wants you to know that this is justice. Okay. So that if you were knowing that this was going on, that you knew that this was happening, but you're like, well, how is this allowed to keep going on? How is is the universe going to step in? Something here has happened where there has been divine intervention somehow. And that if you were wondering if there would be, karmic repercussions, consequences, things like that, I feel like the scales are balancing here. Okay, so there is some kind of justice being served in this situation. Okay, that there's balance being restored here. Okay, and there's something here about this person that's been in this King of Wands energy who is now in concern about losing time, money, all sorts of things. They're really understanding about what they need to commit to in life. And the thing that they need to commit to is themselves. Not to commit to material type things or low vibrational activities, low vibrational mentalities. It's commitment to themselves and who they are as their authentic person is how I'm feeling. So I feel like, with the Hierophant being here, it's basically talking about that there's balance now about a higher level of understanding about what commitment is and how we each need to commit to the standards that we set for ourselves. So if you set a low set of standards for yourself, I mean, you're just putting yourself down this potential path here. And I feel like our authentic selves don't want that. Our authentic selves want us to have higher standards. Yeah. Okay. And it's about this King of Wands and this energy. Yeah, this King of Wands, I feel for some of you, they could have been juggling you even in the past. They could have been juggling and they could have offered you commitment. I was feeling that maybe in the beginning, if this is an actual thing where you either were in a commitment with this person or if this person led you to believe that you would be committed at some point or you would have a relationship with them, that maybe this person, maybe they juggled you. Maybe they juggled you with this other person or juggled you with this job or whatever it is or was. And I feel like it's because they were in King of Wands energy. They were more in this passionate, lustful type energy where the grass might be greener elsewhere and where they felt like they could have their cake and eat it too, and maybe there's a part of you that feels like justice needs to be served here. Well, Spirit says that this is what's happening. Okay, so I feel like that might be the reason why this reading is coming out here. Okay, yeah, because on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Six of Pentacles. You wanted your equal give and take here. You wanted this person to give and meet you halfway here, and they probably didn't. So now this person went to something here that they felt was more equal to their Six of Pentacles here, and they wound up not getting what they wanted out of this. Instead, it just brought burden to them. Okay? And in the process, now, male or female doesn't matter your gender, but in the process, they broke the heart of an empress. They broke the heart of the person that they put on a pedestal and the person that they really know that they were supposed to end up with. Okay? So I do feel that this person knew deep down that you were their person, but they chose this dark path instead. It was a path of darkness, a path of devil energy and low vibration, because the path to elevate to be at your level was probably too difficult, and they broke your heart because of this. I feel like they also broke their own heart, and like I said, it just brought additional burden to them. So spirit does want you to know that this person is not having an easy time here. They're not happy. They're not going through good times, and you might hear about it. Okay? And that the scales of karma and justice are being restored here in some way. It might not be exactly the way that you want them to be. And there could, everybody's situation is different. So there might be different circumstances involved depending on your life and your situation. But this is just an overall, collective energy here. All right. So we've got Libra energy. We've got Taurus. We've got Libra again and Taurus again. So double Libra, double Taurus. But all signs are here. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to leave this reading here because it got a little long. I hope that it helps you. I hope it brought you some information and some clarity. If you do feel like it resonates with you, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, take care and namaste.